The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Tanya Chapman. I am an event logistics coordinator at ASTA, and I will be the organizer for today's presentation. We are happy to welcome today's presenter, Eva D'Amato, Leisure Sales Manager at the Palm Beaches. Before we get started, I'd like to point out a few important features on your screen that will allow you to interact with us via the web. We will be answering your questions at the end of the presentation. To ask a question, you will use the GoToWebinar pane. Near the bottom of this pane is an area that says Questions. If you click on the arrow next to where it says Questions, it'll open up a window pane. This is what you will use to communicate with us. If you're having trouble hearing the presentation, please make sure your speakers are turned on. If you called in, try hanging up and dialing back in again. You can send me any technical issues via the Questions pane, and I will try to answer them. I will respond to you via the same pane. Also in this pane is where there's an area called labeled Handouts. Here's where you'll find a downloadable PDF copy of today's presentation. Please be sure to download this PDF, which includes contact information before the webinar is ended, as it will be the only time it is accessible. Please also note that all audience members are muted. We certainly want to hear from you, but with so many people on the call, the background noise would be prohibitive, and we want to ensure that everyone can hear the entire presentation. Remember, one of today's webinar attendees will win a Palm Beaches gift bag. You must be on the presentation from beginning to end to win. We will announce the winner live after the Q&A session. Finally, remember that this webinar is being recorded and will be available on demand via viewing at asta.org by early next week. Now let's get started. It is my pleasure to introduce Eva.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks so much, or good morning, evening. It is so nice to be here with you today. Thank you to ASTA, and thank you for all of you for joining to learn a little bit more about the Palm Beaches. We are excited to be a proud partner of ASTA. Excited to be here to answer all your questions, kind of give you a little bit more of an overview of the destination. So I'm the leisure sales manager here, and I work domestically. So if there's anything that you need, always please contact me, and then I can help you in any way, shape, or form that you need. We do have 39 cities and municipalities that make up Palm Beach County, so we'll kind of talk a little bit about how that destination is laid out. But before we get started, we wanted you to know that we're actually not a new destination. Many know our neighbors to the south and to the north, and they don't often know the Palm Beaches, but we were founded about 125 years ago by Henry Morrison Flagler. He brought the East Coast Railway down to our destination. He loved what he found here, and he created the first resort. That resort was built in 1896. The current property still stands today, and that was built in 1926, and that is the Breakers, located on Palm Beach. So guests started flocking down and coming down, and it became a winter getaway, a winter escape. Galas, events were held each year, and it truly developed that genuine hospitality the guests craved when they were on vacation and when they received when they would come to stay with us. So now we fast forward to 2021, and we have a great destination filled with golf courses, historical and cultural centers, entertainment districts, lots of different events throughout the year, wonderful mouth-watering restaurants. And throughout that, we have over 220 hotels. Throughout that, all of that hospitality standards and that way of being that guests loved in the early 20s has trickled down and has stayed in our destination to today. So what really sets us apart is that quality and genuine service and personalization that guests feel when they come to stay with us. They're not really just a guest staying in a hotel. They're more well known than that. They're called by their last name, and it's the finer feeling of that kind of gilded age-old hospitality that we really have in our destination. Now, we're located on the southeastern corridor of Florida, so we're just a little bit further north of Miami and Fort Lauderdale and south of Orlando. but we're bordered by Lake Okeechobee and the Atlantic Ocean. So with that, we actually have the marshlands and the wetlands, which not many are aware of, but we do have that in the Northwestern Corridor and really throughout our destination. So this is great for bird watching, hikes, camping. And then as you move to the eastern part of the destination, you have those Atlantic waterways, the intercoastal waterways just winding through the destination. And then I like to say that everything as far as activities and entertainment and everything to do culturally is just kind of located in the middle throughout the destination. Now we go from Boca Raton to Jupiter. So Boca is the furthest point south. West Palm Beach is kind of the center area, and then Jupiter is the furthest point north. You'll see Palm Beach to the east, and you'll see Wellington to the west. But we have over 39 cities and municipalities, so that's a lot to know. So if you become familiar with a few of our cities and towns, it's a really great way to kind of get your bearings around the destination, because 39 cities is a lot, and we're the largest county east of the Mississippi. So it's a lot to know. You would fly into Palm Beach International, so hosting over 200 domestic flights daily. This airport has always been kind of an easily accessible airport for guests and travelers that are coming to our destination. They enjoy this airport because of the cleanliness, because of the service, and because of how easy it is to get through. And that was actually really well received prior to the pandemic. So this is something that we've always really enjoyed about our airport, and now we just get to enjoy it more post-pandemic. You'll see some of the carriers there. Those are some of our main. We actually did just get a new flight from Avello from New Haven. So we do have that flight opening up. Southwest has a Austin, Texas flight, which is great. So a new market for us. And then just to kind of create that ease of travel and that comfort and accessibility and roll that out further, we have the Escape Lounge. So that's a priority pass lounge, complimentary to Platinum Centurion card members. And then it's an additional $40 for any guests that want to go ahead and enjoy it, but it offers Wi-Fi, complimentary food and drink, and then of course the comfortable seating and chairs and lounge area. So you're a little bit more separated from the rest of the airport. If guests do need other options, they can fly into Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, which is only about 40 minutes away from different parts of the destination, and then Miami International, which is about 50 to 60 minutes away from our destination. We continue making sure guests find it accessible to get around our destination by partnering with the Brightline. So the Brightline is our strategic partner. It's a high-speed luxury train, and it moves from West Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale to Miami. So it stops in each of those downtown districts. We will see the Brightline expand into Tampa, and all the way down, they'll put a station in Port of Miami. So you'll see a bunch of those new stations pop up between now and about 2024. We will have an additional station in our destination, which we're excited about, and that's the Boca Raton station. So we'll have the Boca Raton station and the West Palm Beach station. We will be located perfectly for those pre-post cruise stays or pre-post theme park stays. I mean, you really have to go through the destination no matter which way you're going. So really it would be lovely to have the guests stop in and say hello and stay and just kind of see what we have to experience. And as we go through those 39 cities, I do just want to highlight a few, and we'll kind of talk about a couple of them in further detail. But we do have the northern portion of the county. So it's really well known for its eco activities, adventures, snorkeling, paddleboarding, lots of greenery in this area. So great for active travelers, families, multi-generational, solo travelers. It's a really great location. And a ton of the locals that live there are also active. So when you're enjoying the northern portion of the county, you're seeing everyone else enjoy it too. So it's really exciting, and everybody kind of gets out there and does some sort of outdoor activity really throughout the northern portion. But there are great entertainment districts as well. One was just built up called Charlie and Joe's at Love Street. It's a wonderful entertainment district with 4 different dining restaurants, 1 rooftop bar, and they all overlook the Jupiter Lighthouse, which is really the iconic view in the northern portion of the county. In the central portion of the county, this is kind of really where we developed. This is where our history started. So those are going to be some of the key cities that you're going to see in the central portion of the county. And you'll find a lot of that history there. Henry Morrison Flagler's home that he built for his 3rd wife, Mary Lily Keenan, lies there just across from the breakers. So it's a really good way to embed yourself in the history and kind of understand how the destination got to be and what the locals, the hoteliers, the restaurant owners, the attractions, the activities, all really take into consideration when opening up their businesses and running their businesses. That's all that history that we've come to know and love in our destination, and it's really found here in the central portion. And then as we move further south, you have a lot of the arts and cultural institutions, great food locations and food destinations throughout the southern portion of the county. And of course, throughout the entire county, you can go ahead and enjoy a lot of those Florida activities that I mentioned, such as paddleboarding, kayaking. We do have different gardens. So Murakami Japanese Garden is located down here. So an array of activities throughout the destination. Really, you'll see those focused throughout the central, south, and northern portions of the county. But definitely something to do and personalize your experience kind of no matter where you're staying. And then, so we want to go through some of our experiences. We have our dining and nightlife located throughout the entire destination. One of the really great things that we have in our destination that we hold near and dear to our hearts is that many Michelin star rated chefs, James Beard awarded chefs, in local chefs, they really want to build up these secondary and third concepts that, maybe they came from New York or Chicago, and those restaurant industries are booming. So they want to take their concepts and bring it down to South Florida. So we get the best of that because we have all of these awarded chefs and highly nominated chefs in our destination, such as Lindsay Autry, such as Clay Connolly. And they want to open up those secondary options in a place where it's warm and sunny, and we are absolutely ready to receive them. So we have some fun dining and nightlife districts throughout the destination, and really in each part of the county you can find them. And these are really great areas for guests that don't want to use a car or don't want to rent a car while they're here. You have places like Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach or Clematis Street in West Palm Beach. All of these are very close to their downtown areas and downtown districts and offer an arrangement of food and dining, and then the fun nightlife. So with that being said, you're looking at Grandview Public Market. This is one of 2 markets we have in the destination. This is kind of a fun food hall, food vendor style. So you really can try it all out, from tacos to Lebanese food. And then it's certainly awesome for families because everybody can get something that they want. And if no one can agree on anything, everyone's happy at the end of the night. This is a beautiful view of Restoration Hardware. It just shows a lot of the stylings throughout the Palm Beaches, overlooking the west side of West Palm Beach. So it's going to look over kind of that more wetlands area and the marshes. So you see that way in the distance. So that ecosystem is phenomenal. And it's located in the heart of downtown, so you're steps away from Rosemary Square, which many of you knew as City Place. So City Place has been completely renovated, completely changed into Rosemary Square, and it's now one of our entertainment districts. So really great for dining and nightlife. As we move into our arts and culture, we are Florida's cultural capital. So we have a wonderful sister agency called the Cultural Council for Palm Beach County, and they do amazing work as far as their events and as far as what they promote and as far as what they have coming into our destination. For instance, we just recently renovated the Norton Museum of Art, and this museum just opened the largest Mexican modernism exhibit that we've ever had in the Norton. So that includes works by Frida Kahlo, Diego Rivera. So really fun to see. Another example of why we're called the cultural capital is we now have the first, the premiere of the Machu Picchu exhibit. So it's an immersive exhibit held in the Boca Raton Museum of Art that will walk you through the Incan city of Machu Picchu, which is just phenomenal. And we were able to be the first ones that were able to go ahead and unveil that exhibit. And it's going to be a world-renowned exhibit. So it's going to travel all over the place, and we get to have it first. So whether it's the history here, this is, as I mentioned earlier, Henry Flagler's house that he built for his third wife, Mary Lily Keenan. Today it holds all of those gilded age-old artifacts, pianos during that time. You can see the ballrooms where they held many galas in. So whether it's from the history or kind of the diversity, or even just more of a new trendy experience like the Arts Garage where they have local bands play each week, you can get that arts and cultural feel in the destination. And it's endless, which is so much fun for us. This is a painting done by Cobra, a Brazilian street artist. These girls are just having coffee, and you kind of just stumble upon some of our arts and culture throughout the destination. So that is why we're widely known as Florida's cultural capital. And then I always think that the Palm Beaches does not have a typical client, right? We have our kids, our family members, multi-gen, solo travelers, romance, couples, you name it, we have it here. And that's because we can really personalize that stay and have everything. So this guy's enjoying the Loggerhead Marine Life Center, which is a center for rehabilitating and then releasing sea turtles. So they are actually going through an expansion. It's going to be over 27,000 square feet. They're doubling their size. So A, they can take care and rehabilitate the sea turtles, and B, they have something else for clients and guests to experience when they come stay with us. So really exciting. We're actually the third largest sea turtle nesting area in the world. So we have to do what we can to give back and make sure we are sustainable with our tourism efforts. And one of those things is Loggerhead, and making sure that we are promoting the ecosystem and how to take care of it as best we can. We're welcoming back the spring training, the Nationals, Astros, Cardinals, and Marlins practice at the ballpark of the Palm Beaches and Roger Dean Stadium. So really fun for all of those guests that are coming in from those areas that are avid baseball fans. We also have different activities like the Honda Classic that takes place each year, which is a PGA Tour event. So from sporting events to activities that the whole family can get involved in, we have that for our guests. This is one of my favorites. This is the Hakuna Matata. So this is done by Visit Palm Beach. It's a catamaran cruise that they go ahead, and you can have a sunset cruise, a day cruise, a snorkeling cruise. There's all different cruise types. And the best part about it is you're just driving down the intercoastal, cruising down the intercoastal, I should say, and you have Palm Beach Island to one side and West Palm Beach to the other. So very scenic views in the water and above the water. When guests come to the Palm Beaches, we are very well known for our shopping. We do have high-end shopping, but we also have a great outlet mall that has over 115 outlet stores. This is certainly a noteworthy shopping destination. However, this is Worth Avenue that you see here. It's Worth Avenue is lined with high-end luxury shopping. However, there's these vias, and if you don't even want to go shopping for the day, you can sneak away through the via, and it really feels like you're in the Mediterranean. So for all those guests that could not travel to Europe this year, it was a really great escape that made them feel that they were traveling to a faraway place, but they had a much easier flight. So this is lined with Talavera tiles, greenery, vines. Throughout each via is something different. So you can get a coffee, sit down, enjoy yourself, and read a book. It's extremely peaceful and absolutely beautiful. Lily Pulitzer, we're home to the headquarters of Lily Pulitzer, and you can go ahead and design your own Lily Pulitzer dress. That is what this woman is doing here. She has the designs in the back. So those designs then get printed on a dress, and you can have a one-of-a-kind, unique, personalized Lily Pulitzer dress. And why we stress this is because I don't know if many of you know the story about Lily Pulitzer, but she was a juice maker And then this was in the early 1900s. She was a juice maker, and she would get juice all over her clothes. And she needed a way to make sure that the juice did not show on her clothes. So she went ahead and created super colorful dresses that if she got juice on her clothes, you would never see it. So now that started in the Palm Beaches, and that is still called home in the Palm Beaches. So her headquarters just got moved back to the Palm Beaches. It sits on Worth Avenue, and something really unique and a really great experience for those Lilly Pulitzer lovers is to go ahead and design your own dress. And then as we look at things that you can do outdoors, of course, you have many of the major paddle boarding and kayaking, snorkeling, scuba diving, like the rest of our Florida destinations, but those unique aspects of being outside really lie within our golfing. We have some of the world's most renowned golf courses in our destinations, such as the Champions Course by Jack Nicklaus. Many of the golfers live here and they call the Palm Beaches home, so we need good golf courses, and many of those golf courses guests can play, and they're welcome to enjoy as well. With that, of course, you have the Everglades Rapids Water Park. We do have a water park in our destination for families that's open throughout the year. And then you have your hiking and your trails, as it is lesser known for many. So this is something that I enjoy taking part in each Sunday from January through April. We have the Equestrian, the Winter Equestrian Festival. So that will take place, and there will be polo, dressage, horse jumping. So each Sunday there's a brunch, and you can watch the polo players while sipping mimosas. Everyone gets dressed up. It is such a fun event. And we actually have one of the world's largest equestrian facilities. So many come down, as many come down to practice golf, many are actually coming down to be a part of the equestrian season here in the Palm Beaches. And that really takes place in Wellington. So that's kind of our central western area of the destination. So you can see that there's a lot of diversity within what to do in the destination. And we really did start in kind of a luxury sector, but there's a lot of diversity in where to stay in the destination. So we have over 220 hotels, all of which really pride themselves on that personalized experience, whether it's a entry level to a luxury hotel. But some of the ones that stand out and many guests really enjoy staying in and recognize are the ones listed here. So we do have properties like the Amrit Ocean Resort and Residences. That's going to be opening up April 2022. The Palm Beach Marriott Singer Island and the Hilton Singer Island are such phenomenal properties that lie right on the water, right in the beachfront in Singer Island. And then as you move central, you have a couple of these properties here. The Canopy and the Ben are brand new properties, as well as the White Elephant. This is a boutique property that came from Nantucket. So the only two properties that exist as the White Elephant are the Nantucket property and the Palm Beach property. So we just got to welcome that last October. And then we have the Boca Raton Resort and Club, which is now being renovated. It's going to be called the Boca Raton. It's going back to its original history and its original roots. And they're changing the name back to the original name of the Boca Raton. And then we do have the Ray that just recently opened up as well. July 2021 was the unveiling of the Ray. Guests have been staying there for a couple months now, and we've heard phenomenal things. I just got to go tour it the other day. There's a rooftop bar and restaurant. You have your rooftop pool, and everything is designed with such detail that it's hard not to just fall in love with everything about it. It's also steps away from Atlantic Avenue, which I was mentioning was in Delray Beach. So you have a lot going on there too, as far as the nightlife and all of the fun that you can take part in that southern portion of the destination. We are welcoming guests back. We did go ahead and partner with the GBAC, which is the Global Biorisk Advisory Council. This is the highest health and safety sanitation procedure that you could have went through and that we did receive. So we were certified with it. We just wanted to make sure that whatever we could do, we were doing. And then we did go ahead and roll that out for our partners. So they were able to go ahead and take the GBAC certification program. If they weren't, we had the Palm Beaches Pledge. So it was a twofold system. So everything that we had learned, if they weren't able to go ahead and take that Global Biorisk Advisory Council certification program, they took the Palm Beaches Pledge. So just about all of our partners in the destination are Palm Beaches Pledge certified, so they know what they need to do to keep guests safe and continuing to come to our destination. And then, of course, all the fun stuff. We did roll out the Palm Beaches Savings Pass too. That's not on this slide, but I wanted to just go ahead and touch on that. This is a promotional pass that has all of our offerings for guests when they come to stay with us. It's also an app, so they can easily find out what near them is offering different promotions. But of course, you have complimentary room nights, additional benefits, and resort credits happening throughout the year. Sometimes during the year, you'll find them more heavily than other times, but they're all there for you and they're all there for your guests. So make sure if your guests are looking for anything particular, you can always reach out to myself. I'll put you in touch with a hotel member of the staff or the reservations team so they can go ahead and assist with anything that your guests might be looking for, or to see if we can get you those additional benefits. But if you need any additional information, you have the travel professionals page as well. That's located on our website. So you can just go to the tab on the bottom. It's also on the upper right-hand corner, and that'll be there for you with the specific information about how to get guests here. And if you need to reach out to me, that is my information. You're also receiving it today, I believe. And then our Senior Director of Leisure Sales, Eric Garnica, who's also very happy to help you with anything that might come up for clients and guests. And that is all for me. So I don't want to take too much of your time, about a half hour, give you some time back today, but certainly that gives you a big overview of our destination, how we're broken up, a little bit of the history, and then what we have for your clients and your guests. So if there's anything that stands out or that I missed and you need to know, feel free to let me know.
Thank you, Eva. So we've had one question that came in.
Okay.
Out of the hotels you provided, which would be the best for someone who does not want to rent a car?
Actually, there's quite a few that are perfect for a guest that does not wish to rent a car. If they wish to just stay on property, some of our bigger resorts that they would never have to get off the property would be the Boca Raton Resort or the Breakers Palm Beach. But the Palm Beach Marriott Singer Island and Hilton Singer Island also offer the spa services, the restaurants, the dining, the beach. So if they never wanted to even leave the property, those are some of the top that make it very easy and accessible. Just stay on the property. Really, all of these kind of do, because they have those opportunities for different restaurants and amenities. A couple others, though, that they would not need to rent a car, and if they wanted to get off property, everything's in walking distance, would be, again, a lot of those Singer Island properties. So from the Amrit to the Hilton to the Palm Beach Marriott, in the central portion of the county, you want to stay closer to that downtown area. So West Palm Beach. So just about anything in the central portion of the county is walkable. The hotels on Palm Beach Island, they're walkable to Worth Avenue and Royal Point Siena. And if you wanted to go ahead and walk over the bridges, you could get to West Palm Beach. It's about a 20-minute walk. And then Boca Raton Resort and Club, certainly Palm Beach and Four Seasons are really close to, they have a little village of shops right across their hotels. So there's restaurants, bars as well in there. And then the Ray, Atlantic Avenue, you're going to want to stay close to that because that is a great property. Same with Opal Grand, all those Delray Beach properties that you see. You can leave the property and the nightlife and the entertainment is steps away. So you can get to the beach steps away, you get to the avenue steps away. Perfect. So that's actually a hard question. I probably gave you a mouthful, but you don't need, unless you want to go to the northern portion of the county, to the southern portion of the county or central, and you need to get on I-95, you need a car. But otherwise, there's so many options in the destination where you do not need a car because we have so many little downtown areas. Being that we have the 39 cities, there's a lot of nooks in each city that they can enjoy and never need the car.
Thank you. And we actually had a few more questions come in.
Perfect.
Is there a certification program for travel advisors?
We actually don't have a certification program for travel advisors. We typically do the webinars our own. So definitely get on our newsletter. Our certification is just to keep you kind of updated. We're looking into one. We might have one in the future, but really, as long as you're getting our newsletters, as long as you're updated, that's really how we get all of our information out. We find that it's always changing and there's always new happenings going on in the destination, whether it's events or new builds. So it's hard to stay certified and keep it all up to date with everything changing so frequently. So definitely newsletters. That's a great way to stay in touch and be at the top of your game for the Palm Beaches.
Thank you. And then which was the museum that had the Mexican artwork exhibit?
So that is the Norton Museum of Art. It's really highly recommended. The museum is beautiful in and of itself. And then this Mexican modernism exhibit with Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera is the largest Mexican art that exists. And then I don't know if anyone is familiar with George O'Keeffe, but they did a similar exhibit with George O'Keeffe where there were photographers that actually took pictures of them making this art back in the, I think they were probably around the early 1900s, mid 1900s. So it's just so cool to see how all this artwork came to be. And Frida Kahlo is such a cool artist in and of herself. So you learn about her whole story and it's pretty spectacular. So glad I got a question about that. I'm super passionate about that exhibit.
Where is the Machu Picchu exhibit?
That's at the Boca Raton Museum of Art. So it's also a modern art museum. This museum is perfectly situated in Boca Raton in Meisner Park. So you can enjoy that Machu Picchu exhibit. Again, world-class exhibit that's going to travel the world and came to Boca first. So we're really proud of it. And then after that, it's in such a great location that you can go to the restaurants or even there's an entertainment concert venue hall. So if there's a concert happening, you can do both and really kind of experience that Boca area.
Perfect. And then is there a travel agent booking platform?
We do not have a travel agent booking platform on our website. However, you will see the Expedia booking widget. But otherwise, we do not have our own platform. However, I'm kind of your platform, so if you need any help, I can certainly put you in touch with the hoteliers. We have great relationships with our partners.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Again, please be sure to download this presentation from the handout section of your GoToWebinar pane before we end today. Now it is time for a very anticipated Palm Beach gift bag winner. Drum roll, please. Paul Henry. Congratulations, you are our lucky winner, and I'll be reaching out to you via email shortly. As I mentioned, this webinar was being recorded, so if you'd like to listen to the presentation again, it will be available to ASTA members at asta.org. Thank you to our partners at the Palm Beaches and all of you who have joined us for today's presentation. This will conclude today's presentation. We hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.